The night sky over Earth had always been a place of wonder, a canvas of stars that inspired poets, dreamers, and scientists alike. Yet for all its beauty, humanity had never imagined that those distant lights could bring such danger. When the first alien ships appeared near the outer edges of the solar system, panic spread like wildfire. Governments across the globe convened emergency meetings. Military bases went on high alert, and ordinary citizens could only stare upward, their hearts pounding with fear and awe. Commander Ethan Blake stood on the observation deck of the International Space Command Station, his gaze fixed on the distant silhouettes of the alien fleet. Years of training had prepared him for countless scenarios, but nothing could prepare anyone for the sight of hundreds of massive, blackened warships moving silently through the void. The sheer scale of their armada was staggering, each ship easily larger than the moon, their surfaces glinting coldly under the sun. Beside him, Dr. Laura Mitchell, a leading astrophysicist, adjusted her instruments nervously. "They're closer than we expected," she said, her voice calm but tense. "Their sensors must be able to see everything we do. If they want war, it will come fast." Ethan nodded slowly, feeling a weight settle over his chest. "We can't let panic control us. Humanity has survived countless challenges. This is just another one. We have to think, act, and strike together." Across the command room, Ryan Hall, a young engineer known for his innovative designs, tapped on a holographic display of Earth's orbital defenses. His mind raced as he calculated the potential reach of the alien weapons. "Our satellites and drones are no match for their fleet if they attack directly. But if we anticipate their moves, if we use strategy rather than force alone, we might just have a chance." Outside, the skies were alive with tension. Citizens watched news feeds showing massive shadowy shapes in orbit, their minds filling with both terror and fascination. People clutched one another, praying, hoping, and wondering what the first contact with a truly alien civilization would mean for their lives. For some, the arrival felt like the end of everything they had known. For others, it was a test, a moment that would define humanity's courage and resilience. Ethan called a meeting of the Global Defense Council that evening. Representatives from every major nation crowded into the war room, their faces etched with worry and disbelief. Laura Mitchell projected real-time scans of the alien fleet, each ship marked with a designation and speed estimate. "Their technology is unlike anything we've seen," she explained. "They're fast, precise, and their shields appear nearly impenetrable. But every system has a weakness. We just need to find it before it's too late." Among the council members, Olivia Grant, a young but highly skilled pilot, clenched her fists. "We can't just hide behind Earth's defenses," she said, her voice firm. "If we want to survive, we have to fight. We need to show them that humanity isn't weak, that we won't yield." Her words resonated through the room, sparking a sense of determination even among the most anxious leaders. For days, humanity held its breath. Ethan oversaw simulations of potential battles, while Laura and Ryan worked tirelessly on defense systems and drone programs designed to anticipate alien tactics. The first alien probes entered the solar system, scanning satellites, testing defenses, and gathering data. Yet every time they advanced, humans found new ways to counter them. Drones moved unpredictably, electronic signals created false targets, and small, precise strikes damaged alien probes without ever revealing full defense secrets. One night, standing alone on the deck, Ethan watched as a tiny human drone zipped past a massive alien scout ship, weaving between its weapons and slipping past sensors. The ship emitted a series of lights, signals perhaps, but the drone returned safely to orbit. For a moment, Ethan allowed himself a flicker of hope. Humanity might be small and fragile in the face of such power, but intelligence, courage, and creativity could make a difference. Far below, on the streets of New York, Mumbai, Lagos, and countless other cities, people looked up at the skies with both fear and pride. Parents held their children tightly, whispering that humanity would endure. Scientists worked day and night, driven by a new sense of purpose. Soldiers trained relentlessly, knowing that the fate of Earth rested on their shoulders. The world had never been so united, and yet so fragile. Ethan's mind returned to the fleet, to the looming presence of the alien armada. He felt a mix of fear and resolve. "We can't stop them alone," he whispered, "but we can make them regret underestimating us." In that moment, humanity's first stand against an alien civilization began, not with explosions, not with devastation, but with courage, ingenuity, and the unshakable belief that they would survive, no matter the odds. The stars above had always been a place of mystery. Now they were a battlefield, and humanity was ready to prove that Earth would never yield. The alien fleet had been observing Earth for days, testing defenses, scanning cities, and sending probes to map every major facility. Humanity had expected fear, perhaps submission, but the invaders had not anticipated the determination that burned in the hearts of millions. Commander Ethan Blake stood on the bridge of the newly commissioned orbital defense station, the glow of monitors reflecting off his face. Beside him, Olivia Grant, the squadron's lead pilot, ran through final checks on the fighter drones. "They'll try a strike tonight," Ethan said quietly, his eyes never leaving the massive holographic display of the incoming alien vessels. "We can't afford mistakes." Olivia nodded, her jaw tight. "We won't make any. My pilots are ready, and the new drone formations Ryan designed will give us an advantage." She tapped a panel, and dozens of small, nimble drones flickered to life, their metallic bodies moving in perfect synchronization. Each drone was a tiny missile, equipped to exploit weaknesses in alien armor identified by Laura Mitchell and her team. Ryan Hall paced nearby, anxiety hidden behind the professional calm he wore like a shield. "They won't expect these formations. We've programmed them to change patterns in real time, unpredictable and fast. If one gets destroyed, the rest will adjust instantly. It's not perfect, but it's our best chance." As night fell, over Earth, tension gripped the planet. In cities across the globe, people watched anxious broadcasts, their breaths held, waiting for the first sign of confrontation. When the alien vessels fired their initial energy pulses at the orbital stations, panic almost overwhelmed the command crews, but humanity had prepared for this. The drones launched like a swarm of metallic wasps, weaving through alien shields and striking precise points. Olivia's fighters zipped between the massive alien cruisers, evading concentrated fire while taking careful shots at vulnerable hull segments. Every maneuver required skill, every shot demanded focus. Ethan watched from the bridge, feeling a mixture of pride and fear. These pilots were risking everything, and yet their courage seemed to multiply with every challenge. In one decisive moment, a massive alien warship aimed a devastating energy beam at a nearby orbital station. Laura Mitchell, monitoring the sensors, shouted, "Evasive drones now!" Ryan's system executed flawlessly. The station rotated slightly, sending a series of mirrored signals that confused the alien targeting systems. The energy beam hit empty space, harmlessly dissipating. Ethan exhaled sharply. Humanity had survived the first direct assault. Below on Earth, the people cheered as news feeds reported the alien strike had failed. Children, who had been too young to understand the fear, laughed at the lights in the sky, unaware of the dangers. Adults hugged loved ones tightly, a mix of relief and lingering dread in their hearts. Humanity had won a small victory, but the war was just beginning. The aliens, for their part, were confused. They had expected a simple conquest, an easy submission, from the primitive humans. Instead, they faced tactics that combined unpredictability with courage. Their sensors were fooled by decoys, their attacks disrupted by drones that moved like living shadows. Every time the aliens destroyed one human defense system, another appeared in its place, faster, smarter, and more deadly. Ethan turned to Olivia. As she returned from a sortie, her suit scuffed and scratched but her eyes shining with determination. "You did well," he said, clapping her shoulder. "Humanity owes you a lot tonight." She shook her head. "We all did. This is just the beginning. They think this is an easy fight, but we're not just fighting for survival. We're showing them what humans can do." Meanwhile, Ryan worked furiously to analyze the battle data, looking for patterns in alien movements that could be exploited. "They're precise," he muttered, "but too rigid. Once we understand their rhythm, we can predict their strikes. That's how we turn this around completely." Laura Mitchell stood beside him, pointing to the projections. "Exactly. And the best part is they don't know how unpredictable humans can be. Every time they think they've learned our tactics, we adapt. That's our strength." As the hours passed, the alien fleet regrouped, retreating just enough to repair and reorient. But the message had been sent. Humanity would not yield. Every orbital station, every drone squadron, and every pilot had demonstrated resilience, ingenuity, and bravery. Across Earth, hope grew alongside fear, a hope forged in the fires of determination and the courage of a few who dared to fight back when the odds seemed insurmountable. In the quiet of the command bridge, Ethan Blake allowed himself a rare moment of reflection. He watched the distant alien ships glowing faintly against the backdrop of space. "They expected Earth to surrender," he whispered, "but they're learning the hard way that we fight for every inch, every moment, every life." Olivia stood, next to him, her helmet under her arm. "And we'll keep fighting," she said, her voice steady and fierce. "They'll never forget the day they tried to take our home." Above Earth, the alien fleet shimmered in the darkness, unaware that the humans below were already plotting the next strike. Humanity's first victory had been small, but it had sent a clear signal. The planet's defenders were fearless, and surrender was never an option. The battle had begun, and Earth would not just survive. It would fight with everything it had. The alien fleet had regrouped, their massive ships glowing ominously as they hovered at the edge of the solar system. They had tested Earth's defenses, but now humanity was ready to fight back. Commander Ethan Blake stood before a massive display showing the alien positions. His mind raced with possibilities, calculations, and contingencies. Every moment mattered, and every decision could decide the fate of the planet. "Ethan, our fighters are fueled and ready," Olivia Grant reported, her eyes bright with determination. "Ryan's drones have been reprogrammed with new attack patterns, and Laura says the propulsion upgrades on our warships make them faster than anything the aliens have." Ethan nodded, feeling the surge of pride and responsibility that came with leading humanity's first offensive. "Good. Remember, this isn't just about hitting them, it's about showing them that Earth will never submit. They underestimated us before, but they won't again." Laura Mitchell adjusted her instruments, analyzing alien shields and energy patterns. "We've identified weak points in their formations," she said. "They're strong in direct attack, but if we hit from multiple angles at the same time, we can break through. We need precision, timing, and coordination." Ryan Hall worked at his console, tweaking drone software and integrating predictive targeting algorithms. "I've programmed the drones to learn from each engagement in real time," he explained. "They'll adapt faster than any alien system. Every time they think they're safe, the drones will be ready." As the sun dipped below Earth's horizon, the first wave of human ships launched. The fleet moved like a single organism, small fighter drones darting ahead of massive capital ships. Olivia led the vanguard, weaving through asteroid belts to avoid alien sensors. Every maneuver was calculated yet daring, requiring nerves of steel and absolute trust in one another. Ethan watched from the command center, heart pounding. Each successful strike sent waves of hope and adrenaline through the crew. The alien scouts were caught off guard, their precise attacks disrupted by unpredictable human tactics. Fighter drones slipped through shields, striking vital points while capital ships focused on keeping their formations intact. In orbit above Mars, a squadron under Olivia's command executed a bold maneuver. They split into smaller units, striking from angles the aliens had never considered. Massive beams of energy slashed across the void. Alien ships exploded in bursts of light, and the darkness of space seemed to echo with the chaos of battle. Olivia's heart raced, but she felt no fear, only the thrill of purpose. Humanity was fighting not just to survive, but to send a message. They would never yield. Meanwhile, on Earth, people watched live feeds with bated breath. Cities that had once been filled with fear now pulsed with hope. Children pressed their faces to screens while adults held hands tightly, cheering as news of victories spread. Humanity had always been underestimated, and now the world could see the strength that lay hidden within determination, ingenuity, and courage. Ethan's mind returned to the battlefield. Alien ships had begun to scatter, retreating slightly as human drones penetrated deeper into their formations. Laura monitored energy signatures, calling out opportunities for coordinated strikes. Converge on their central command vessel. If we can disable it, their fleet will fall into disarray. Olivia nodded at the command. Understood. All units execute attack on central vessel. Timing is everything, don't hesitate. Ryan's drones moved like living shadows, weaving through shields and striking at critical points. Human warships followed, faster and more agile than anything the aliens had predicted. The central alien command vessel shuddered as repeated impacts pierced its hull. Explosions lit the darkness, a violent symphony that echoed through the void. In the alien command center, confusion reigned. Officers scrambled to respond, their calculations thrown into chaos by human unpredictability. They had expected submission, an easy conquest, but instead, they faced strategic brilliance, bravery, and unity they had never seen before. The humans were relentless, their determination shining brighter than any energy weapon the aliens wielded. Back on the command bridge, Ethan clenched his fists as he watched the alien vessel falter. "This is it," he muttered. "Keep the pressure. Show them we are not afraid." Hours passed, but the battle continued. Every move was a test of skill, every attack a message. Humanity was no longer simply defending. They were taking the fight to the enemy. Olivia led her squadron with precision, while Ryan's drones adapted seamlessly to alien countermeasures. Laura's calculations guided every strike, ensuring maximum impact with minimal risk. When the dust of the first major retaliation settled, the alien fleet had suffered serious damage. Several of their command vessels were disabled, their forces in chaos. Humanity had proven something crucial. They were not merely survivors, they were fighters, capable of strategy, courage, and innovation. Ethan looked at the screens, his heart swelling with pride and relief. Olivia removed her helmet, sweat and grime streaking her face, and smiled. "They won't underestimate us again," she said. Ethan nodded, feeling the truth in her words. "No, they won't. But this is only the beginning. We've struck first, and the galaxy will remember it. Humanity will fight for every inch of its home, and we will win." Above, the stars sparkled silently, indifferent to the violence below. But for those who fought among them, every flicker of light became a promise. Humanity would not yield. The first retaliation had ended in victory, but the war had only just begun, and already, humans were proving they were a force no one, not even the most powerful alien civilization, could ignore. The alien fleet had never encountered a species like humanity before. Their calculations had assumed predictability, efficiency, and obedience. But humans were none of those things. Every strike, every defense, and every counterattack had shattered the invaders' assumptions. In the vastness of space, alien officers scrambled to respond, their once confident formations now in disarray. Commander Ethan Blake observed the alien movements with a mix of fascination and determination. The enemy's confusion was apparent in their erratic maneuvers. "They're trying to reorganize," he said, his voice calm but firm. "But they're slow. We've learned from every engagement, and they can't keep up with our tactics." Olivia, Grant flew her squadron along an asteroid belt, using the terrain to shield her movements from alien sensors. Her fighters darted through shadows, striking from angles the aliens had never considered. She felt the thrill of each successful maneuver, but also the weight of responsibility. Every pilot under her command relied on her precision, her instincts, and her courage. Humanity's victory was built not on technology alone, but on the resolve of those who refused to surrender. Meanwhile, Ryan Hall monitored alien communications that had been partially intercepted. "They're panicking," he said, eyes wide at the screen. "They don't understand how we keep adapting. Every time they try to predict us, We've already changed our patterns. Laura Mitchell added, their shields are strong, but their coordination is weak. We can exploit both. The more they hesitate, the more we gain. Ethan's voice rose, filled with authority and reassurance. Everyone stay focused. Use the confusion to our advantage. This is our chance to show them the power of human ingenuity. On the battlefield, small squadrons of drones and fighter ships moved in perfect harmony, striking multiple targets simultaneously. Alien vessels tried to regroup, but their calculations could not account for the unpredictability of human action. Every maneuver, every attack seemed to confuse and frustrate the enemy further. In one daring move, Olivia's squadron feigned retreat, drawing several alien cruisers into an ambush. Ryan's drones, hidden in nearby asteroid shadows, struck from above and below, tearing through the alien hulls with precision. The aliens had never faced tactics so bold and unorthodox. Explosions lit the void, and massive ships that had seemed invincible moments before were now burning and drifting helplessly. Back on Earth, the people watched in awe as news reports described the unfolding chaos in space. Fear was giving way to hope, and hope to pride. Humanity had not only defended itself, but had shown it could take the fight to an enemy thought to be invincible. Cities erupted in cheers, and families hugged tightly, celebrating the courage of those who risked everything in orbit and beyond. Ethan watched the alien Central Command vessels struggling to maintain control. They expected surrender, he muttered. They thought Earth would kneel. Instead, we've shattered their expectations and their confidence. Laura pointed to another cluster of alien ships that were attempting a new formation. They're trying to coordinate, but their panic is slowing them down. Every delay makes them vulnerable. We can hit them again before they recover. Olivia's voice crackled over the comms. We're ready. The squadron is in position. Let's finish this wave before they regroup. Ryan's drones moved like a living shadow across the battlefield, striking alien vessels with precision and speed. Every successful hit forced the aliens into further confusion, their once powerful fleet now staggered and vulnerable. The humans' adaptability had turned the tide, demonstrating that courage, creativity, and unity could rival raw power. The alien leadership realized that they had underestimated the human species in ways they could not fully comprehend. Their plans for easy conquest had failed, their fleets were faltering, and the soldiers under their command were shaken. Humanity had shown them that unpredictability, ingenuity, and sheer willpower were forces even their advanced technology could not easily overcome. Ethan clenched his fists and allowed himself a small smile. This is what I've been waiting for, he said. They think they can intimidate us, but we're showing them what it means to fight for your home, for your people. Olivia looked at him from the cockpit of her fighter, determination blazing in her eyes. And we're just getting started, she said. They haven't even seen the best of what humans can do. In the midst of chaos and destruction, humanity's message rang clear. Earth would not yield, and those who tried to conquer it would face the full force of human ingenuity and courage. The alien fleet, once confident and menacing, had been forced into retreat, reconsidering their assumptions about the species they had hoped to dominate. Across Earth, celebrations were muted with caution. The people knew the battle was far from over, but hope burned brighter than fear. Humanity had shown that even against a technologically superior enemy, intelligence, bravery, and unity could tip the scales. In the dark reaches of space, the aliens reevaluated their plans. They had expected compliance, but humanity had delivered chaos and devastation in ways they had never anticipated. And as Ethan, Olivia, Laura, and Ryan prepared for the next wave of battle, one truth became undeniable. Humans were not just survivors, they were warriors, innovators, and a species the galaxy would never forget. The alien fleet had never faced anything like this. Their attacks had been precise, but their plans were shattered by human unpredictability. Commander Ethan Blake studied the displays on the bridge, watching alien vessels stagger under the relentless pressure of human strikes. "This is our moment," he said, voice firm. "If we push now, we can break their command and force them to retreat." Olivia Grant's squadron moved like shadows through space, weaving between massive alien ships with precision and skill. Her heart raced with every maneuver, but fear had no place in her mind. Every pilot depended on her instincts. Every strategy she executed could mean survival for countless human lives. "Keep tight formations," she ordered over the comms. "We hit them hard, fast, and from all sides. They won't know what's coming." Ryan Hall monitored the drones and fighter movements, his fingers flying over the console. "The Central Command vessel is vulnerable," he said, excitement threading his voice. "If we take it down, the rest of their fleet will fall into chaos. I've calculated multiple strike patterns that will maximize damage and minimize human risk." Laura Mitchell nodded, eyes fixed on energy readings. "Timing is critical. Every second we wait gives them a chance to recover. If we synchronize our strike now, it will be decisive." Ethan took a deep breath. "All units prepare for the final push. We've trained for this, adapted for this, and now we take the fight to the heart of their fleet. Humanity will not yield." The fleet surged forward, fighter squadrons leading the charge while drones flitted around enemy ships like swarms of metallic birds. Energy beams cut across space, striking alien vessels at points their shields could not protect. Explosions lit the void, each one a testament to human courage, intelligence, and teamwork. Olivia led her squadron directly at the alien Central Command vessel, dodging concentrated fire with split-second precision. Her hands moved smoothly over the controls, each adjustment the difference between life and death. "We're inside their perimeter," she reported, ready to engage. "Strike in 3, 2, 1. Ryan's drones moved in perfect synchronization, striking weak points on the alien hull. Shields flickered and failed, sparks and debris floating into the black emptiness of space. Alien officers struggled to maintain control, their calculations unable to keep up with human unpredictability. Chaos rippled through their fleet. On the command bridge, Ethan's heart pounded. Every strike, every calculated maneuver was paying off. The alien vessels faltered, several drifting helplessly as explosions tore through their systems. "Push harder," he shouted. "We're not stopping until they retreat." The Central Command vessel began to shudder under repeated hits. Olivia's squadron focused all firepower on critical energy conduits, while Ryan's drones struck from angles the aliens could not anticipate. The ship rocked violently, sending alarms blaring across its bridge. For the first time, the alien leadership realized that their dominance was slipping. Humanity was not just defending, it was winning. On Earth, millions watched as reports streamed in. People cheered, cried, and held one another, unable to believe what they were seeing. Humanity had not only survived the first strikes, but had turned the tide in a way no one thought possible. Every victory in orbit ignited hope on the ground, showing that courage, ingenuity, and unity could overcome even the most terrifying enemy. Inside the Central Command vessel, alien officers shouted orders, trying to regroup, but their plans had failed, their formations broken, and their morale shattered. They had underestimated humans' resourcefulness and determination. Every calculation, every projection had been proven wrong. Ethan's voice rang out over the comms. "All units concentrate on the remaining key vessels. The rest will follow. Humanity fights for its home and we will not be defeated." Humans pressed forward, relentless and precise. Explosions tore through alien cruisers. Energy shields collapsed and fire spread across massive hulls. Olivia led a final strike at the central vessel. Her squadron synchronized perfectly with Ryan's drones. The alien flagship shuddered one last time before a massive explosion engulfed it, debris scattering in all directions. For a moment, silence filled the void. The alien fleet faltered, its cohesion gone, its morale shattered. Humanity's retaliation had become decisive. The invaders realized the cost of underestimating Earth, and slowly, the remaining ships began to retreat, leaving a trail of wreckage behind. Ethan exhaled deeply, the tension of hours melting into relief and pride. "It's done," he whispered. "They've learned the hard way that humanity does not surrender." Olivia removed her helmet, sweat and grime streaking her face, but her eyes shone with victory. "We showed them who we are," she said quietly. "They won't forget today." Laura Mitchell and Ryan Hall joined Ethan on the bridge, their faces reflecting exhaustion, relief, and pride. "We've made history," Laura said softly. "This was more than a battle. It was proof that human courage and intelligence can face a nigh challenge." Ryan smiled, exhausted but triumphant. "And we've only just begun. We'll be ready if they return." Across Earth, celebrations erupted. Humanity had faced annihilation and turned it into victory. Commander Ethan Blake, Olivia, Grant, Laura Mitchell, and Ryan Hall became symbols of bravery and hope, proving that intelligence, unity, and courage could overcome even the most overwhelming force. The alien fleet retreated, beaten and confused, leaving humanity stronger and wiser. Earth had survived, not because of size or technology alone, but because of heart, creativity, and unbreakable spirit. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would not soon forget. Humanity would fight, adapt, and triumph against all odds. The alien fleet had vanished beyond the edges of the solar system, leaving behind twisted metal and smoldering debris as a reminder of the battle they had lost. Earth's defenders floated in orbit, exhausted but triumphant, gazing at the wreckage of a war they had survived and, against all odds, won. Commander Ethan Blake stood on the bridge of the flagship, eyes heavy with fatigue but shining with pride. Humanity had not only defended its home, it had struck a blow that the galaxy would remember. Olivia Grant lowered her helmet, brushing sweat and grime from her brow. "We did it," she said softly, though the words carried the weight of a lifetime. Around her, pilots and drone operators celebrated quietly, each aware of the cost but also of the significance of their victory. "They thought we would surrender. They didn't understand us at all." Ryan Hall leaned back in his chair, rubbing his eyes but smiling. "We turned every advantage they thought they had against them. They expected fear. They got strategy. They expected submission. They got courage. Humanity is not weak, and they will never forget that." Laura Mitchell approached Ethan, her expression calm but determined. "The fleet is damaged but operational, and our drone survived with minimal losses. We have the technology and knowledge to prepare for anything they might attempt next. Humanity has shown that even in the face of overwhelming force, intelligence, and bravery can turn the tide." Ethan nodded, his mind replaying the moments of chaos and courage. He thought of every pilot who had flown into enemy fire, every engineer who had stayed at their consoles for endless hours, and every scientist who had found a weakness in alien technology. "This is only the beginning," he said quietly. "The galaxy has learned who we are, but we must continue to grow stronger. Earth must never be underestimated again." Across the planet, celebrations erupted. Cities lit up with fireworks and cheers, a mixture of relief, pride, and joy. Families embraced, tears streaming down faces that had once been filled with fear. Humanity had faced annihilation and survived, proving that courage, unity, and creativity could overcome even the most terrifying enemy. In classrooms, children whispered about heroes and battles in space. In homes, parents told stories of bravery and innovation. Every person who had once feared the alien fleet now felt a sense of pride, knowing that their species had faced unimaginable odds and emerged victorious. On the orbital command stations, Ethan, Olivia, Laura, and Ryan debriefed their teams, ensuring that lessons from the battle were documented and strategies improved. The aliens might return, but humanity would be ready. Every mistake, every success, every innovative tactic had been logged. The experience had made them stronger, smarter, and more united than ever before. Olivia leaned over the console, gazing at the stars that had once seemed so distant and threatening. "Do you think they'll come back?" she asked softly. Ethan looked out into the void, the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders. "Perhaps," he said. "But if they do, they will find a planet that refuses to bow, a species that fights with every ounce of heart and mind. We've shown them the cost of underestimating humanity." Laura added, "And we've learned more about ourselves. Humanity is stronger, braver and more capable than even we realized. That knowledge is as important as any weapon or drone. Ryan smiled, his exhaustion softened by relief. We've done more than survive. We've sent a message. The galaxy knows now, Earth will not yield. The human fleet returned to orbit around Earth, battered but undefeated. Ships were repaired, drones recalibrated, and lessons shared. Every member of the defense effort felt the pride of having protected their home, their families, and the future of their species. Ethan gathered his closest officers on the bridge, a moment of quiet reflection. We fought for more than survival, he said. We fought for our home, our people, and the right to shape our destiny. Humanity has faced a force we could not have imagined, and we have triumphed. Remember this. Remember what we are capable of. Olivia, Laura, and Ryan exchanged glances, a mixture of exhaustion, relief, and pride in their eyes. They had been part of something historic, something that would echo through generations. Humanity had not only survived first contact, they had turned it into a victory that no alien force could ignore. Across Earth, celebrations continued into the night. Humanity had endured terror, uncertainty, and unimaginable danger, and emerged stronger, wiser, and united. The battle had left scars, but it had also left hope, courage, and an unshakable belief in the resilience of the human spirit. The galaxy had learned a lesson that would not be forgotten. Humanity could not be underestimated. Humanity would not submit. And humanity would fight with every ounce of ingenuity, courage, and heart. Commander Ethan Blake looked out at the stars once more, knowing that while the war might not be over, Earth had proven itself. And that proof, shining brighter than any star, would last forever.